Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com, and we are here in downtown Cleveland at the corner of Euclid and East Ninth at the City Club headquarters with the new CEO of the City Club, Dan Moulthroup. Thanks so much for taking time, Dan.
It is my pleasure, Thomas.
It's great to hear your voice, and so many people recognize your voice because of your work with IdeaStream.
That's right.
And Civic Commons, but now you are at the venerable City Club, just celebrated their 100th anniversary. You've only been here a week, okay? So I don't expect a lot of answers here.
I have been in town 8 years. Your fingers
Here it goes. They were chasing down the notes.
Here to help, Thomas. Here to help.
All right, why don't you hold the notes, okay?
Yes.
You
Got
hold
it.
the notes,
I got
and when we get stuck, we'll refer to the notes, okay? No, but we want to talk about where things are going here with the City Club, okay? We just had a big celebration, 100th year anniversary last year.
Yes.
Where's it going into the next 100 years?
The next 100 years, well, 100 years from now, Thomas, we'll have all the problems solved. No, I mean, seriously, it's really very close. Okay, so here's the thing about the City Club of Cleveland. It is like, in a lot of ways, and I've been saying this a lot lately, but it's like a century home. You know, it's like the century home you see on the market, and you get it inspected, and you realize, God, this thing's got great bones. I can do a major renovation, and it's going to be worth it because the foundation is solid. And that's kind of what we have in the City Club. In a lot of ways, it's a beautiful institution. The basic premise of the City Club, a place where people come to share ideas and to talk to one another about ideas and question one another about those ideas and be in conversation and do it while you break bread. I mean, it's universal, it's human, it's perfect. And but we can bring new ways of doing that. We can bring in new audiences. We can make it more relevant to more people by doing some really basic things, things that you've been doing at CoolCleveland for like a decade now, that we could bring into what we do at the City Club, just to extend the reach of the content. It's so important. We had Jack Lew, the Treasury Secretary, here yesterday. Last couple weeks ago, we had Nancy Pelosi. In between that, we had Bob Moritz, the managing partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers, talking about diversity and why it's so important to every workplace. These are all conversations that need to get to more people, and that's our job in the next 100 years.
So one of the, maybe the best part about the City Club Forum is the Q&A. It's what everybody looks forward to, and you don't ring that bell at the end until people have had their chance to get up and speak.
That's right.
And so in a way, they were sort of interactive and engagement-oriented before they were buzzwords, right?
That's right. That's right. It's 100 years ago we came, and before that, every debate going back to the dawn of democracy, back to the Greeks, this is at the heart of civilization. And it is exactly, this is right up the nose shot, Thomas. That's uncomfortable. It's exactly, it is this basic mode of engagement, asking questions and doing that Q&A. One of the great things about the City Club, though, is that the questions are so good. It's very rare at the City Club that you get completely off-the-wall questions or questions that are irrelevant. We are known for this really highly informed audience that's very intelligent and very articulate, and they just cut straight to the heart of the matter. That's what makes it so great.
So now you've got new technology, you've got the internet, and that's really
make you uncomfortable.
good. You want to go back this way? I'll move. I'll follow you. So
Keep up. Come on, keep up.
how do you integrate this new technology? How do you utilize the new technology to really take what was already good about the City Club and maybe the best part of it, the interactivity, the interaction, and the Q&A, and how do you take that into the 21st century?
Well, we have a lot of things that are already there, right? We have streaming. We stream every City Club event live, thanks to the University of Akron. We've got Twitter. We could be taking in questions via Twitter based on what people are seeing on our live web stream. We don't do a good enough job now of marketing that opportunity and extending that opportunity to people. And so that's one thing that we need to do. That's one. It's all the elements are there. The ingredients are there. We really just need to do a better job putting them together. Okay. So that's one way. And then there are lots of other ways too.
Well, talk about your background at IdeaStream and also at Civic Commons, and how are you bringing some of that experience, because no doubt that's why you're in this position now, and I assume they expect you to bring some of that 21st century knowledge and engagement, knowledge and experience to the table here.
We've been trying to take in some of the, experiment with these tools ever since they came on board, like you, Thomas. I mean, I watched you and your career, and from Ingenuity and CoolCleveland to the continuing work that you've been doing, embracing technology. And we've always tried to do that. When I was at IdeaStream, I was part of the team that put together some of the first podcasts. While everybody, at a lot of legacy media organizations was trying to figure out what their Facebook policy should be, we were on Facebook taking questions for Sound of Ideas, and bringing those comments into the conversation. That's going to be happening. That sort of thing is going to be happening more and more. I don't think we know what the future of online engagement is really going to be. We don't know if 5 years from now we're still going to be using Facebook and Twitter. Chances are we'll be using something like that. We'll be using Civic Commons and, taking those... taking conversations that are already happening in the community, bringing those conversations into the live environment, and then and having all of that integrated in a way. I mean, that's the vision. I realize I'm speaking in a very sort of vague way, but you have to just try it. You have to experiment with it, and then you have to say, well, what worked, what didn't? How could we do that better? And about agile web development and agile software development. You try something, you see how people respond to it, then you fix it to make it better, and you try it again, and you do it in an iterative fashion. There's nobody behind some curtain somewhere figuring out who knows what the future is going to be. The future is made when we experiment and we succeed and fail, and the failures are just as important.
Talk about where the Civic Commons is going, because you were a big part of that, and having you move on from there. Are you going to try to incorporate some of that here at the City Club? And
oh yeah, we've got partnerships already on the books for. We're working on a project with IdeaStream, Civic Commons, and One Community that's coming up. And then Civic Commons has an extremely bright future ahead. And had this opportunity not come up, I would have been delighted to stay there and continue to experiment and grow with that organization. I would actually encourage you to do one of these things with Mike Shafarenko, because in the next few weeks there's going to be some big news over there.
Will do. Thanks for the tip. I appreciate that. And next time maybe you can do an interview with me. I know you're just anxious to grab this mic out of my hand. Thanks for taking time, and I realize it's early, your first week here, but
I hope you'll check back. And honestly, I mean, we want to hear from people. You can email me, dmoulthroup@cityclub.org. You can tweet at me, @Dan Moulthroup. We want to hear from people with suggestions for forums. What kind of forums do you want to see? Who do you want to hear from? What kind of topics do you want to cover? Because we know that we do a good job. We know we can do a better job. And we very much, the whole point of the City Club, the whole point of this place is to serve the community. So, Thomas, I'm not just saying this to you, but I'm saying this to people who are watching, to give us your ideas, engage with us, be a part of the community, come to a forum, introduce yourself, tell me what you're about, tell me what you want to do, tell me how you want to be involved, tell me who you want to hear from, and let's make it happen. This is our community. We can make it kick ass.
This is one of the great institutions of Cleveland, and I'm so excited, as many people are, that you're here now, Dan. We'll look forward to staying in touch. Thanks for taking time.
Thank you, Thomas. I look forward to it, too.
Thank you. Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. Have a great week in Cool Cleveland.